And one final disclaimer. This book is not and should not be taken as legal advice. There are civil and criminal laws on privacy, contract, defamation, contempt of court, and anonymity that are jurisdiction-specific and apply depending on where you are and the individual circumstances of each woman and each case. If you have experienced gender-based violence and want to speak out, you should always seek independent specialist legal advice. These areas of law are notoriously difficult to navigate, and decisions taken on the spur of the moment can have long-lasting consequences. We want to say one more thing. We believe you. And we believe that your right to speak about it should be better protected. We have written this book as a way of passing on what we know in the hope it might be useful to you in some way. In care and solidarity, Jen and Keina. Prologue. His intention was to silence, not to kill. In December 2012, Nicola Stocker posted a comment on the Facebook status update of her ex-husband's new partner, Deborah Bly. This prompted an exchange of comments between the women about Mr. Stocker's history of violence. Nicola Stocker. Wouldn't bring it up last time I accused him of cheating. He spent a night in the cells, tried to strangle me. Police didn't take too kindly to finding your wife with your handprints round her neck. Deborah Bly. Why did Terry get arrested? Nicola Stocker. Which time? Deborah Bly. Why has he been arrested? Nicola Stocker. Well, you know about him trying to strangle me. Then he was removed from the house following a number of threats he made and some gun issues, I believe. And then the police felt he had broken the terms of the non-molestation order. Nicola Stocker. All quite traumatic, really. The Facebook comments were read by Bly and a few of her family and friends. Mr. Stocker sued Nicola for defamation, and at trial, he won. The problem was Nicola's statement that Mr. Stocker had tried to strangle me. Nicola's account that Mr. Stocker had violently grabbed her around the throat was supported by police evidence that red marks were visible around her neck when they attended 2 hours after the incident. But Mr. Stocker still won the case. Nicola would spend another 5 years in legal battles, with crippling financial costs, to defend her account of domestic violence and her freedom of speech. In 2019, she was vindicated in the highest court in England and Wales, the Supreme Court, which ultimately ruled in her favour. The most shocking aspect of this case isn't that Nicola was sued by her ex-husband for comments she made on a Facebook wall, or how long the legal process took, or how much it cost. It was the finding of the High Court trial judge in Mr. Stocker's favour. After hearing the evidence about how Mr. Stocker had placed his hands around his ex-wife's throat, the judge concluded, "The most likely explanation about what happened is that he did, in temper, attempt to silence her forcibly by placing one hand on her mouth and the other on her upper neck under her chin to hold her head still. His intention was to silence, not to kill." The judge concluded that Nicola had libelled her ex-husband for saying he tried to strangle me, because the technical legal definition of strangulation, according to the judge and the dictionary he consulted, requires an intent to kill. It didn't matter what Nicola intended with her words, that he had constricted her neck forcefully and painfully, threatening her. It mattered what the judge said her words meant, an attempt to kill by strangulation. She could prove he had assaulted her by placing his hands around her neck, that the police had observed red marks on her neck hours after that assault, that he breached a non-molestation order prohibiting him from threatening or intimidating her, and that he had been arrested 3 times. But she couldn't prove that he had intended to kill her, or indeed that he had attempted to kill her. On this basis, the judge concluded that Nicola did not meet the sting of the posting, Facebook post, that the claimant was a dangerous man. Despite the evidence Nicola had of his threats, intimidation, and assault, the judge found that her statement and its suggestion that Mr. Stocker was dangerous, at least to any woman he lived with,